Have you ever been home, completely alone, and had that spine-chilling feeling that someone was watching you? You tell yourself it's just your imagination, that the house is just settling. But what if it's not? What if it's something right there in the room with you, pretending to be innocent? It all started with a gift. A vintage rabbit doll with stitched button eyes and a faded, worn smile. It looked like any other old toy you'd find in an antique shop. I placed it on the shelf in my living room, a quirky piece of decor, and didn't think much of it. That was my first mistake. A few days later, I came home from work and noticed something was off. The rabbit doll wasn't on the shelf. I found it sitting on the armchair across the room. I figured my cat must have knocked it down, so I picked it up and put it back. But the next day, it was on the kitchen counter. Its head was tilted slightly, and those button eyes seemed to be staring right at me. I started to get a little unsettled. Was I just being forgetful? Then the small things started happening. A flicker of movement in my peripheral vision. A shadow darting past a doorway. I'd leave the rabbit doll facing the wall, and when I'd turn back, its head would be facing me again. It was subtle at first, just enough to make me question my own sanity. Was a light playing tricks on me? Was I just tired? The house started to feel different, heavier. The silence was no longer peaceful, it was watchful, and sometimes in that silence I thought I could hear a soft, faint whisper, like a secret being told just out of earshot. The unease soon turned into genuine fear. It began at night. I'd be trying to sleep, and I'd hear it. A soft giggle, like a child trying to stifle a laugh. It was faint, but it was there. Then came the footsteps, soft, shuffling footsteps in the hallway when I was the only one home. I'd freeze in my bed, heart pounding in my chest, listening, praying it would stop. Each morning brought a new level of terror. The rabbit doll would be closer. First, it was at the foot of my bed. The next day, it was on my nightstand, just inches from my face. Its button eyes felt like they were boring into me, even in the dark. I started sleeping with the lights on, jumping at every creak and groan of the house. I felt like I was losing my mind, trapped in a slow-burning paranoia. I even tried to get rid of it. I drove 10 miles out of town and threw the doll in a dumpster behind a desolate gas station. I felt a wave of relief wash over me as I drove away. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept soundly. But when I woke up, my blood ran cold. There it was, sitting on the pillow next to my head, its fabric damp with morning dew. Its stitched smile seemed wider, more malicious. It was back. It had come back for me. The turning point came last night. I was jolted awake around 3 a.m. by an overwhelming sense of dread. I opened my eyes, and it was there, standing on my chest. But something was different. Its button eyes weren't black anymore. They were glowing with a faint, pulsing red light. And then its tiny, stitched hand twitched. It slowly started to lift, its fabric fingers curling as if reaching for my throat. I was paralyzed, locked in a state of pure, undiluted terror. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. All I could do was lie there and watch. Now it never leaves my side. It follows me from room to room. If I close a door, I hear a soft scratching on the other side. When I look in the mirror, I see it perched on my shoulder, its red eyes glowing in the reflection. I'm no longer alone, ever. but I've never felt more isolated. I am a prisoner in my own home, haunted by a toy. There's no escape. The doll isn't just haunting me, it's waiting for something. The rabbit is always watching, and it's waiting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe out there.